Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Demetric Cinema. I'm your host, Dimitri, the hostess with the mostest, who shows all the love. There you go. So today we're going to be talking about. I'm doubling back on Thundercats. I had some thought. So I last time I got on here, I gave y'all my ideas of my my way of thinking of who I think should be the Thundercats, the cast of the Thundercats movie, the director and the movie company, whatever. Well, I thought about it, and I'm going to give you a new intake. Well, still kind of the same, but tweaked a few things. And I'm also going to talk about the new Haddonfield TV series coming out, Michael Myers, the spirit of Michael Myers. Anyway, so this is my thing with this. I double backed on it. I'm double backing on it because I thought about it. So far as I'm going to keep certain things. Henry Cavill, of course, stays Lionel. Um, I had two toss up in the airs, which was Panthro, the two actors for Panthro and the two actors for Tigra. And sort of, well, actually three toss ups. So sort of the two actors for Mumra. Henry Cavill as Lionel, Scarlett Johansson as Chitara, Michael Jai White. I'm sticking with Michael Jai White. I'm gonna go with Michael Jai White on this one as Panthro. He has the body frame, the structure. He has that voice. If you listen to him, he has the voice. He sounds like him. Just if you listen to him, Michael Jai White. He has a podcast with his wife. Um, I I forgot what it's called, but he goes on Vlad. He talks to on Vlad's podcast a lot, and he sounds like Panther. If you're a fan of the cartoon, there's a black guy playing plays Panther. Far as the voice, um, and he sounds just like him. When Panther's like, Lionel, I don't know if we should do this anyway. Maybe I should work on the truck. And then Michael J. White's like, I mean, Bruce Lee. I think he was. He's got that. Go back and listen to him. You'll see what I'm talking about. And listen to Panther. Even if you're not a fan of Thundercats, if you can't remember, pull up some of the cartoons on YouTube of Thundercats and listen to Panther talk. Then you hear Michael J. White. So Michael J. White, it was a toss up in the air between him and Vin Diesel. I'm gonna pick Michael J. White because Vin Diesel's getting up there a little bit, and Vin Diesel's more move your car. Whose car? Like he's got that. Michael J. White's got the linear black man effect voice, you know, deep voice that it had with Panthro. What Van Diesel be? Is Van Diesel a better actor than Michael J. White? I think so. I mean, it just by just barely by, but he's a big time. I mean, he can Vin Diesel can act. He's not just some muscle pound star that's just there. He can act. I've seen him in a couple of movies, Saving Private Ryan. I've seen him in. I thought he did pretty good in Pitch Black. Um, it was a movie. He played Wall Street with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. When I can think of it, I'll come back to you on that one. He's been. He was going to play Hannibal. The warrior back in the ancient times, and I'm not going to count Triple X, but he's not bad. Michael J. White, he's not bad either. Why Did I Get Married? Mike Tyson, uh, Spawn. He's been in a couple of movies, but Michael J. White's jacked. He has a frame. He's already like Vin Diesel is declining a little bit in his muscle mass, and because he's getting older, so you would have to ask him to put on another 40 pounds of muscle. Like he has to be super jacked in what he's been doing in these Fast and the Furious movies. Like he was super jacked in Knockaround Guys, which is a movie, mafia type movie where he plays the friend of one of the mob sons or whatever. He's like the muscle in the group or whatever, and they're going around looking for money that was taken from them and this and that. Um, but he has that. Um, you know, so I can I can, I can definitely I can see Vin Diesel, being that, but more muscle, like he was in Knockaround Guys. But I'm going with Michael Jai White. Tigra was sort of a toss in the air, but I end up saying Bill Asgard to play him. Crow. It. Well, I'm changing that one. I'm going to go with my first gut instincts, which was Hugh Jackman. I said I didn't know if I wanted to do that because of the fact that a lot of people look at Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. So when you got Tigra, which is that tiger face with he looks just like Wolverine, but just orange and black stripes like a tiger. So imagine Wolverine with makeup on, looks like a cat with black stripes and tiger colors. Tigra. But why I'm changing it is I looked at the cartoon the other day. Just going back looking at some of the old cartoons. One of my favorite cartoons back in the day, other than Masters of the Universe, they used to come on, uh, compliment each other and come on after each other. After Masters of the Universe, Thundercats would come on. I went back and looked at a couple of episodes, and I almost forgot Panthro, Tigra, sort of Chitara, not so much, but sort of. They're all older than Lionel because they're all adults when they come from Thundera on a spaceship to Earth. Lionel's a kid, so they caught in they're stuck in the what do you call it? The ice, kind of like Captain America, or whatever, and frozen, whatever, for about a good, or almost like maybe like Alien from the movie Alien with Sigourney Weaver. They're stuck in that while the ship is traveling, but it goes through time and stuff, so it's like years going through that timeline. So he's like 10 years going. So he's an adult when they finally get to Earth. He was a kid, you know, um, leaving Thundera. Once again, Superman type vibes, leaving the planet to Earth. So he's still young in an adult's body, but the other guys are older. So Hugh Jackman, he's older. He played Wolverine with Deadpool and all that. All the times he did Wolverine, X-Men. I was just like, he's older, and then I don't want people stuck on that Wolverine thing. Every time they look at Tigger, they thinking of Wolverine. He's gonna have makeup on, number one. Um, he's just perfect for that role. But like Hugh Jackman are born to play these Wolverine cat type people. Um, he'd be perfect. I think he'd be perfect for that. And he's older. So I am changing that one to Hugh Jackman. I thought about it with the Panther thing because I was like, man, would it be a great cast to see Hugh Jackman, Vin Diesel, and Henry Cavill all together as big stars, sort of, and this one unique epic movie? Yes, it would, because I think that definitely would work. But like I said, with the Vin Diesel thing, it's like I think I just see Michael Jai White too much on that, on the whole Panther thing. And I already told y'all who Wally Cat and Wally Kit, the actors, that were gonna play them, the kid actors or whatever, teenage actors. Mumra. I'm sticking. I'm Javier. Uh, I think Javier. For y'all don't, if you ain't watched the last stream, Javier was the one who I picked. Big time actor. No Country for Old Men. The Counselor. But Michael Fassbender. He played this friend or whatever. I think they had Michael Fassbender, uh, Cameron Diaz, Brad Pitt. It was a pretty good cast. But No Country for Old Men, he straight destroyed it. Destroyed it. And I think he's perfect for Mumra. Because his raspy voice, he's like I did before the demonstration, sugar. You don't know what you're talking about. You have no idea. You're married into it, aren't you? And Mumra's like, ancient the spirits of evil. Give me Mumra, transform me into Mumra, the everlasting. He screams, ah! And, all the lighting effects and all that stuff come around. Javier, yeah, he'd be good as Mumra. So I tweaked just a couple of things. And then director. So the same way they teamed up on Transformers, the first Transformers, Steven Spielberg and Michael Bay. I think the first Transformers was amazing. I love that movie. Still to this day, they did so good, bro. Now the other ones after that, y'all do y'all choose. I mean, y'all judge that. Transformers 3, I thought was pretty good, but then after that, then it's waveable. The Mark Wahlberg ones, you know, that last one, Planet Rise of the Beast, I thought that was pretty good. It was pretty decent. But to me, my opinion, the best Transformers movie, live action movie made was the first one with Shia LaBeouf, Megan Fox. Megan Fox, and Michael Bay and Steven Spielberg directing it. So, well, my idea of this whole thing, these two directors, I start thinking that way. So now I'm thinking you can have a nice team up duo to do Thundercats. So here's who I picked. I hope y'all like this and agree with it. James Cameron, Zack Snyder, collide, and collaborate and make this wonderful, amazing fantasy, you know, movie, Thundercats. Because first I said something about the Hunger Games director, but the more I thought about it, I was like, Avatars, Justice League, Man of Steel, Zack Snyder, James Cameron. That's that feel that the feel of that kind of direction I want to go with, that kind of movie between these two guys. It would be a masterpiece. And y'all gonna hate me for this one. I don't even know if this guy's still alive. Michael Crichton is the writer for Thundercats. I just feel I can see this movie going in a really, really, really good direction. Special effects. I would say the budget 200 million, and I'm gonna go to New Line Cinema. New Line Cinema for Thundercats. Masters of the Universe. I think I said Universal Pictures or whatever for that one. This Thundercats, I'm going to say New Line Cinema. Yeah. New Line, if not New Line Cinema, then Fox. New Line Cinema or Fox. So, New Line Cinema did Lord of the Rings and Mortal Kombat. Both Mortal Kombat were 95 and the 2000 and I think was 20, 20, 21, 20 film. So New Line's pretty good with these kind of type of movies like that. So yeah, that's those are my tweaks. And of course, you do CGI for Mumra's henchman, the Jackal Man, Fish Guy, whatever, Hulk, the Vulture guy. I mean, it's been so long. I remembered it. I don't remember their henchmen names, but I could see this. I could see James Cameron and Zack Snyder teaming up on this movie. So, remember James Cameron did Spider Man, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, uh, Titanic, Avatar. So he's got that color feel to his directing. And then you got Zack Snyder, Justice League, Man of Steel, um, you know, Batman versus Superman. Uh, he did a lot of movies. I could see that also. So yeah, I'm confident about this, man. That this is how I feel. And like I said, they're not putting out because they're so waiting on this Masters of the Universe movie to come out that they want to go off that. So it's like they're not going to put out any hints about what their ideas is for this Thundercats movie until Amazon MGM Masters of the Universe hit theaters and do what it does. But yeah, I could definitely say you could film it. This is this is the type of movie you could probably film in Ireland because of the scenery, how Ireland is, the grass and how green and beautiful it is, and their whole land and different locations in Ireland. I could see that because if you watch the cartoon, it's always in the woods, like and the green, and I could see Ireland being a big place to film Thundercats. So yeah, that's those are my tweaks. If you guys come up with any ideas for Wally Cat and Wally Kid, let me know because there's so many young teenage or young, just young kid actors you could use for for those characters that I'm pretty sure are missing some actors, young actors and actresses that could do it. But I'm pretty confident about that. And I said Liam Neeson as Jagger. So I'm pretty, you know, you could Snarf could be in, anybody's voice to do that weird, the cat voice. You got maybe Seth Rogen, you know. I think I mentioned him doing Cringe's voice for Masters of the Universe. They if I have if it was based off how I'm gonna do it, that's what I would have did because So Snarf, you you could find ways to do Snarf's voice. But I just see it so much in a good direction of what I how I feel about this whole project. It would be nice to see something similar to what I'm saying. For those of you guys that agree. So yeah, that's that. You know, Haddonfield. They're doing a TV series about Haddonfield, which is Michael Myers' town where he first and ended his killing career. Um, so the TV series is supposed to be based on Peacock in October, and it's basically if you watch the last Halloween, like I said, you watch the last Halloween movie. Uh, Halloween ends. He gets killed by Jamie Lee Curtis at the very end. She finally put her big women draws on and said, I'm done with this. I'm not afraid of this dude no more. He's my age. He's old. He's human. I don't care how evil he is or whatever, and how much he don't die. He can die. So she kills him in her house. And but the whole movie, if you watch whatever evil that was in Michael Myers, he's seen in her granddaughter's boyfriend. It just got unleashed when him and Michael Myers came face to face. He's seen the same evil in his eye to the point Michael Myers didn't kill the kid. So the kid goes around with the whole Michael Myers thing and start killing everybody. And I guess they think it's Michael Myers to the town. He's back, he's killing, but it's not quite Michael Myers. Michael Myers comes at the end to try to take it back. And he ended up, you know, fighting with Michael Myers kills him, which he's pretty much shot by Jamie Lee Curtis at the end because she, you know, she's thinking it's Michael Myers, but I guess it's him. It's the kid. She don't know it's him until she takes the mask off, and then Michael Myers comes, and when Sheila walks off, and he kills her, finishes him off. But he let him go when he first met him because it was like, oh, whoa, I see a split image of myself in this guy. This is the same evil that I have. Like, oh, so with this Haddonfield project, I'm assuming that same evil spreads like a virus, like the coronavirus. Like it's just going around the whole Illinois, Haddonfield, Illinois town, and almost like this movie called The Hidden. I don't know if you guys I'm old. Remember this movie back in the day when there was this alien just going around jumping in each person, different people would kill somebody and then turn around to good on them. So this is almost like sort of remind you of that too. But it's just evil spirit is everybody. Now everybody is Michael Myers in that town. That's scary. That's scary because Michael Myers was a force itself. Now everybody's got the same killer instinct as him and just killing everybody. That's gonna be interesting to see how they do this. You know, ain't but so much more you could do with Michael Myers. Every time you kill him, and he comes back somehow, magically comes back. Oh, they found a way to bring him back. But this time, she cut his throat and cut his face and cut his arms and cut him open, and threw him in the the dumpster and turned the machine on it, smashed him and cut him up. And I mean, if you bring him back now, he's a ghost. So you're gonna have to go into the ghost frame phase of Michael Myers movies. Turn him into almost like Freddy or something this time. So there's no way you can bring him back now. So I guess they're like, well, man, no more Michael Meyer projects we can't do. Well, let's just make it about Haddonfield. You know, he left leave something with Haddonfield, and now everybody's doing what he did. So you can't ain't what much more you can get with that. I'm not sure exactly the cast that's going to be in this series. Like I said, it's with Peacock. More information I find out, more I'll bring. I'll throw it in and talk to you guys about it once next stream I do, or whenever find the information out. I even do a small stream, and once I find out the cast and for the show, whatever. I didn't. I needed. I'm gonna dig more deep into it, but they're not done with Michael Myers shit. They're trying to keep his whole thing, Michael Myers spirit going. So here comes Haddonfield. See how that do. But that's about it. I'm trying to cover right now. I have some ideas of things I'm going to talk about next couple of streams. See, I'm going to talk about. I can't tell you quite yet, but it's going to be about movies that were already out. I'm just going to kind of talk about it and then tell you how I felt about these movies. I'm just going to pick random movies out that I watched that you know I gave my time to, and if I thought they were good, and who I thought should have played these parts of these movies, and y'all just tell me what you think on it too. So, uh, you guys, if you ain't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and I'll get back with you about more on Michael Myers once I find out. So, everybody, you guys have a good going into weekend. Hopefully, I'll get back on here pretty fast, and bonjour. Everybody have a good day.